Right, peeps. I'm trying to do a live tutorial as I'm streaming. Right, so the hag. 24 meter tear radius. Those are the perks he's got. So it's Seal, Ruin, and Devour Hope. I wouldn't recommend running Ruin on the hag because you can't. It's not really a chasing killer, and to get benefit from the Ruin, you have to chase survivors off it. And against the hag, it's impossible. When you're playing a hag, you cannot chase the survivors off the generator as you would out of a normal killer. So I wouldn't recommend Ruin out of the two perks. I wouldn't really recommend that one either. So out of the three, that one's got more use than these two here. Your basic build, which I used in the beginning, would be something like Gearstalker maybe, Nurses. Just think about perks you already got. You could put Agitation on there, and what are we looking for now? Whispers. So that'd be a good start off build. You know, those are the killers you get with the game. I wouldn't recommend using perks like Monitoring Abuse, because that involves sneaking up on survivors. So it means chasing. I wouldn't recommend that either. Nor would I recommend that one. Any perk that involves chasing, I wouldn't recommend it. Even that one, because it involves it. You know, you have to chase. You see a survivor hiding after a ball, you have to chase them. It's something you don't want to do. So the build my go-to build with all the killers unlocked would be Corrupt Intervention. I don't really use Nurses anymore. I've been using Jolt a lot. Where's Jolt? And Franklin's. What else have I been using? What are we using for? Save the best for last. Right, so Corrupt Intervention blocks off 3 generators. So as a hag, you spawn into a match, don't you? And say, for example, that is say that's the map, and you've got the 3 generators here that's been blocked off. You see them in white, and then you've got this part here where you've got the other generators are unblocked, they're in the red. What I normally do then between the Corrupt Intervention and the unblocked, I put about 3 or 4 traps in the middle, so it catches them all on the way down. So they can either stay by the Corrupt Intervention and wait out for the timer, or they come down for these gens up here. And by the time I thought about that, you put about 3 or 4 traps down, and then you double back yourself, start trapping down here. But those are the traps you want to concentrate on going off. These traps here, in between Corrupt Intervention and then the unblocked. So after that, you've got some gen defense. With the hag, you've got quite a lot of ins and downs. As long as you teleport to the traps, which I'll show you in a second. And then you've got Franklin's Demise, and that preys upon the items that the survivors carry. Flashlight is your worst enemy as the hag, because they can burn the traps away. So, you know, survivors drop into flashlights, they run them back because they're going to get the hag. You trap the item, and then wham bam, thank you ma'am. So the best for last. It's not because you want to do an M1 killer. It's because your recovery rate after, for example, you teleport, you hit somebody, and then if you've got stacks of say the best for last, it reduces the time for you to teleport again. So basically you're teleporting, you're hitting, you're teleporting, you're hitting, and that type of speed. And this speeds up that process. So this is why you use the best for last. So in sync, these don't go well together, but they're doing 4 different jobs. And I've always been in the frame of mind where you choose the perks that strengthen your weaknesses. Right, so add-ons. Yeah, add-ons. Most of them I don't use. That's a special case. That's a special case. There's a build for these two here, but I'll leave that for the next video. So you go to add-ons would be your Dead Fly Mud and your Rope Necklet. That's your basic add-on combination. It gives you a bit of range, and it gives you a bit of trap placement, speed. I wouldn't recommend prolonging or increasing the trap range. The outer part of the trap, if you know what I mean. I'll show you in a match in a minute what I mean by that. So the other combination would be the Dragon Wings, and then the Necklet, or then you got that one and that one, or you could swap the Necklet for one of these. That'll show you the aura of the survivor that's just knocked off the trap, and you'll see the aura for 5 seconds. But again, it involves chasing, so it's only handy for an injured survivor really. You know, if you're chasing a healthy survivor on this one, you're not going to catch him, you're too slow. So, you know, if they're hiding, you might catch them, but generally speaking, a good survivor won't hide, they'll run away from the trap. So ideally, that's your best combination. You don't need to range add-ons, because, for example, if you have 2 of them, that gives you like a 55% increase of your teleportation. You could probably teleport from one end to the map to the other end. But when you're teleporting and you've got 2 survivors setting off a trap at the same time, you are going to teleport to the furthest one. So yeah, that's another build. This is just like a basic build for the hag, and the basic and understanding how she works. So body blocking, yeah, you use different add-ons, but this is like the go-to build that you use to keep things simple if you're learning the hag. So keep your range down to 1 and your trap placement down to 1. So that's the ideal one, your 2 green ones. Offering, It's up to you. Entirely up to you how you want to offer it. Right, so we're going to head into a match now. What I do? I'm going to eat Steve. Back it up now. You want on there. Around. Okay. Yeah. Right, so we're going to head into the match, explain how corrupt intervention works, show you some tricks about the traps, and then the next video I'll show you a couple more different ways of playing the hag. The mint rag, rusty shackles, and the body blocker. Right, so ready up. So this is where most survivors go wrong against the hag. So first of all, we're going to talk about the trap.
Get down.
If you meet me by the house.
Says.
As you see the corrupt interventions working there. So what you do then, you trap, because of this map you got the central part, which is a house. You trap the house first before any of those corrupt intervention generators. So when you do come down from the corrupt intervention, they meet your traps. Right, so if you follow me, right, if you stand, yeah, so stand by there. Okay. So the trap. The trap looks like a mark on the floor, like in the shape of a triangle. And that is your trap. Not really. Most survivors see the trap on the floor like this, and that is the hag's trap. It's not. The hag's trap is wider than that. As you see, the floaty bits is the trap itself. Anything that touches those floaty bits sets off the trap. It's not the trap marker. So when you put a trap by a hook, you only need one trap by the hook because you only. Come here, see. Come on, see. You finished. So when you've hooked a survivor on a hook, you only need one trap because the wideness of the trap, it covers the whole area of the hook. Let me show you a hook. Where'd that come? So for example, you put a guy on the hook here, and as you see, the floaty bits cover the whole area. It's a massive area. So where they're getting unhooked from, unless they come in from the side and then crouch, it's going to get set off. I see so many hags putting two traps down. There's no need. So Dragon, if you walk up in a minute. So as you see now, stop. That's where the trap goes off, and that's where the hag is. It's not on the mark itself. So that's how the trap works. So if you back up a bit. So on the controller, I'm using a PS4 controller. Wrong way. So that's your teleport button on the PS4 controller. And what I do is when I'm playing a hag, I will spam this teleport button like you won't believe. I will spam this teleport button as if it's my lifeline. The only time I'm not spamming this teleport button is if I'm in a chase and I know I'm going to win the chase. But this is a button, or whatever button you got for a teleportation, you need to be spamming it all the time. So what you're hoping for as you spamming teleport button. Now I'll be spamming teleport button now. Go and get to the marker. That's what you're hoping for. So you'll end up really close to the survivor. Go back up a bit now. Put trap in the floor. So the camera of the phantasm, which is your the hag's phantasm, the camera will pull the survivor to the marker, and the hag will automatically turn towards the survivor. So what you're hoping for when you spam L1, ideally you hit the L1 button or the teleportation button at the same time as the survivor hits the floaty bits. If that happens, then you press the attack button, then you get the teleport hit. So if you back up, Carl, that's all I'll do now. Go on. And that's instant with your attack button. It's instant.
What if someone...
That is why, as a hag, you teleport, you spam teleport. Right, so if you set it to knockdown, back up a bit. As you see the phantasm, you can prolong that. You can prolong the duration of the phantasm as well. But if you're not using it as a body block, I wouldn't do that because it messes up your teleport hits. It stays up longer, so it gives you more time to teleport. But by the time you teleport to that marker, the survivor will move, so it messes up your teleport hits. So only use it as if you're using like a body blocking build. So traps. Where would you put a trap? Survivors are quite good at knowing where you're going to put a trap. For example, you put a trap by a generator, all you have to do is crouch. If you crouch past that one, if the survivor crouches, it counts as a trap. And they'll see this mark on the floor. And the savvy survivors who know what traps do and how they work, they'll crouch past as far as they can before they do the generator. If there's a trap on the generator, they'll crouch to the generator, do the generator and crouch away. Same as unhooking. So, your best trap you can think about is the root traps. If you set it off, go. So the root trap. So the routes to that generator there would be at the top of the stairs, and this trap marker cannot be seen by the survivor. As you're running up, you cannot see it, but it goes off by here, and it gives you ample time to hit the survivor. So that's one route up to the generator. That would be another route to the generator. And these chaps are lethal because they cannot be seen by the survivor. By the time you see it, it's too late. So those are root traps. For example, your pallet. You look where the trees are. Where would the survivor go? Maybe that way, bottleneck it. It's further away from the generator, but it's going to get the survivor going to the generator, and that's what you want. You got more chance of catching an injured survivor than the healthy one. Killer shack for me. Okay, killer shack with the basement. This is your go-to area as a hag. The hag is extremely strong in the basement. If you need to drop this pallet. Okay, with that pallet dropped, the one thing you don't want to do is smash this pallet. The gold pallet becomes your gold pallet. So if you back out of the shack. So for example, you caught Nancy, and you put Nancy on this hook by here. You put one trap here, which seems to be out of the area, but as you see, the floaty bits cover this hook, and they cover the stairs coming down. So even though it's out the way, and the survivor will call it to be out the way, they'll still come down these stairs like a bull in the china shop and go for the save. You teleport to the trap. You don't hit. You go for the grab. You put another survivor on the hook. So that's your main trap there. If survivors get wary of this trap by here, you put a survivor on this hook by here. Go as far as possible, back as far as possible. Put another trap down here, and that covers the same area. By the wall, away from the area from the survivor, but it's still activated by the survivor unhooking. Okay. So the defense of the basement now. You put one trap by there, and one trap by there. These are the ones you teleport to. So you've got a survivor in the basement, you've got a rescue coming in. They don't see that trap by there, that's the one you teleport to and you get a hit on. And then, we'll save the best for last, it gives you a faster recovery time. Then you teleport to this one, then you get the grab. Then 8 times out of 10 you've got 2 people on the hook. This trap by here, they have to either vault across the pallet or vault across the window, and neither one can see it. It's neither one survivor knows this trap is here unless it's been seen. So these traps here, these are dirty traps. Okay, so if Steve, you hop over. Let's check it, put it there, and then this side as well. If you go back to the window, go round, and then come to the window. So that's defending the window and the doorway. But you want this pallet to be dropped. So say if you're coming here with a survivor, you want this pallet to be dropped. Even if it involves being stunned by the pallet, get this pallet dropped. Okay. So if you follow me, where are you? This way. So let's go here, pal. So the pallet trap. Where are you? Come over here. Here. Come inside. Right, so you pre-trapped the pallet. You trapped on this side. Okay? So you want to chase the survivor into the trap. So they got a choice. Either drop the pallet or get hit, or drop the pallet and you risk getting teleported and hit itself again. I'll demonstrate now. So you're chasing the survivor, you've got Steve in front of you, you're chasing the survivor, go straight through and drop the pallet. Right, he either stays there and gets hit or comes across. And you've got 2 seconds to decide what you're going to do. Either way, that survivor's down. So you either teleport or you stay. 9 times out of 10, they'll come back across, and then you get to hit this side. That's your pallet trap. Okay. Drop down trap. It's another lethal trap. If you look up the stairs, so you're straighten the survivor up the stairs. Window, trap. Keep going to the window. Cannot be avoided. The drop down trap cannot be avoided. At no way can it be avoided. Even by balanced landing, there's no manoeuvre that the survivor can take that'll stop the drop down trap. And that is basically how to play the hack. Keep your chases down to a minimum. Spam teleport. Put your traps en route to the either the hook or the generator. When the generator is like 90%, then you can trap the generator. Because what survivors do then, they'll rush towards the generator to fix it, and that's when generator traps will work. But apart from that, that is it for this little tutorial. I hope it helps you, and yeah, my next stream will include the mint rag